Hello, good afternoon. I'm Chef Norman Musa, and welcome to Norman and Friends. Every Thursday, I'm cooking live with my friends from all over Europe. And in 60 minutes, we're going to excite you cooking two dishes, one from me and one from my friend. And hopefully, and then you can download the recipes anyway from the website or from the Facebook. So you have to follow us to get all these recipes. Okay. So this is the second week for May. So today I'll be cooking with my good friend Francis from Tilburg, the Netherlands. Okay, so I have to pronounce it right, Tilburg. So she'll be cooking another exciting dish. So I'll be cooking this squid dish, squid salad. Okay, so this is something that we're going to share with you all the recipes and tips. So that's something that you have to stay with us for 60 minutes. So we're going to, so hopefully inspire you to cook these dishes. And again, don't forget to tell us where you're watching from. So we'd love to hear, like last time we had someone watching from Maldives, from Korea, and hopefully we're going to get all the viewers from all around the world. Okay, and also for all the Muslim followers, viewers, Selamat Hari Raya or Eid Mubarak. Today is a special day, so the end of Ramadan, and so hopefully you're having a good time with your family. Right, let's bring my good friend Francis. So let's get her online. Hello, Francis.
Hi, Norman. Hello, everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm quite excited to be cooking because this is one of my favorite dishes.
Great. So it's called, what was it called? And do you want to tell the viewers?
We're going to be making, I'm going to be making urap. And what it is, it's a stir-fry vegetable dish. And today I'm going to be making a vegan version because I won't be using trussi.
Okay. So, and then this is something from your cookbook as well?
This is from my cookbook. This is actually from Bas's book, Indonesian. You know, it's my cookbook that came out 2 years ago. And it's all about the basics of Indonesian cooking. So it's one of the recipes in there because it's one that a lot of people will recognize and know. And of course, I have my other book, Bersama, which is a follow-on from the first one. This one is about food that is good for sharing. It's family food, it's party food, it's all the good, yummy things that we like to share with each other. And I am going to be starting pretty soon on the contents for my next book. So I won't say much more about that, but in the next month, I will be starting recipe prep.
Wow. Not even a hint what the
book's
going to be all about. Okay.
No, not a hint.
But you can tell me off the screen, right? So
we'll have a chat.
So I mean that's for all the viewers, and then of course your followers as well. So you must have a copy because I've got both copies of your cookbook, and I've written the foreword for the basis cookbook, the edition. It was such a privilege, and thank you for including me. For your journey.
Well, thank you. I love cooking with you, Norman.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we did. I think our friendship started when we did a Tontong Fair. Remember? So it was a hot weekend on the week.
2017, I think, and it's a while back now. So it seems like ages ago, but we've been doing a lot of fun things. So yes.
Yeah. So I mean, thanks to Francisca and also Helena actually introduced you to me, and then since then our friendship's been developed. So, and of course I want to take you to London after this because I'm moving back to London next week. I can't wait. I can't wait because of work. I know it's sad for me to leave friends like you anyway. So I can't wait to go back there because first I'm going to get my vaccine. So that's the best thing because that will allow me to travel again. Hopefully. So and of course, it's going to be lots of other exciting events that are going to be happening in the UK. But again, I'll be coming back to the Netherlands because I've got some things like as well. So again, I'm not going to tell that yet. But I can tell you later after the offer. Okay.
Oh, good.
So I can't keep secret from you anyway. So that's not fair. Okay. So again, for anyone's watching, so don't forget to write comments and then where you're watching from and all that. If you have any questions, and again, Francis is going to start cooking first, and then after 20-30 minutes, I can see that someone's already typed up the the comments there. Thank you very much. So and then after Francis finished cooking, and then it's gonna be my turn to cook. But we both gonna stay online, right? So do get interactive with us. We want that. So you can see Elaine. Yeah, Elaine Hackman, and she's like a loyal. So we have to get her to cook with us online one day. Okay, so thanks Elaine for being loyal to us. Okay, right. Francis, when are you ready? Yeah. So let's get cooking.
All right. So I have lots of vegetables that quite a few vegetables that I've already prepared. So today's dish, I'm going to be using white cabbage. You can use a Chinese cabbage if you like. Any white cabbage will do. I've got some carrots, which I have julienned, or you can cut them in matchsticks, but today I'm going with a grater. I have some string beans, and I have bean sprouts, which have been cleaned and soaked and drained. Right, so I'm going to be starting with making a spice paste, and you can use, obviously, you could use a mortar and pestle, but I'm a working mum, and I have 2 jobs. So I'm quite happy to use my KitchenAid or my kitchen machine. I have a small food processor, and in that I'm going to be adding some chopped onions, some diced onions, about 1 onion that's been diced. It's a pretty big one.
Francis, when you say you have 2 jobs, I think you have about like 5,000 jobs. It's like you're always busy. You're always busy. I always have to keep reminding you, take some rest. Like we do keep telling each other, take some rest. No, you keep forgetting. Yeah.
I'm not really good at resting, and yes, you do say that, luckily.
Yeah.
So I've got the onions in there. I've got 3 cloves of garlic, which I've chopped up. That's going in as well. I've got 3 chili peppers from my garden, actually.
Wow.
So right now they're obviously not from the garden now because it's too cold, but I had a really, really big double harvest last year. So my peppers go into the freezer, so they're ready for me to use whenever I need them. Nice and fresh. These ones are quite spicy, actually. I was really surprised. I find that peppers, for anyone that cooks with peppers, I often get the question, how many do I need to use? But I find that when you buy peppers from the shop, sometimes they're hotter than other times. So, if you're game, what I always say to do is just taste a little piece, slice a piece off, taste it, and then you'll know how much you want to use. Right. So in here I have got onion, garlic, I've got red peppers. Now I'm going to also be adding kaffir lime leaves. Now, kaffir lime leaves, they're fabulous. They're one of my favourite ingredients that I use a lot, and I probably use more lime leaves than my mother would have taught me to use in recipes because I love them so much. I've chopped up 6 leaves and I'm putting them into the blender. But just a little tip, kaffir lime leaves, when you buy them, I know we're a little bit far off so you can't really see very well, but for this dish, and many times when I'm using it in a spice paste, you want to take out the stem in the middle. And you can do it with a knife, you can cut it, but I actually have kitchen shears and I just fold my lime leaf double and I trim the stem off it. And so what I then do is, if I've got 6 leaves, I trim off all the stems and with my scissors, and I chop them with my scissors into a dish. That way I don't have to chop everything. Lime leaves. Right, so that's in there. Now, I said that I was going to make a vegan version. Normally in this recipe I would use trasi, which is shrimp paste, or in belacan, I think it's called in Malaysia.
Yeah, belacan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Now, I have a vegan version, and this one actually does come from Indonesia, and it's made from fermented beans. Okay. It does have a different flavour, but I don't mind it. It's when I open it, it doesn't smell anything like trasi at all. But it's a good alternative because really it's all about the umami flavour. So I'm popping about a small teaspoon of that into the mixture. Wow, I could smell it in the whole kitchen.
So it's actually a fermented soya bean or something, is it?
Yes, it's a fermented soya bean. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's a different type of bean actually, but I know that you can buy them from different types of beans. So, and often they will use a soya bean. So it does. Oh wow, it does have a really different flavour.
Just a quick reminder for all the people watching from your Facebook. You're allowed to share this on your Facebook, so you can do that. So get your friends, to allow it. Get it on your timeline. So we try to get as many viewers on the Facebook. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Right. So I've got a little bit of salt that I'm just adding to that, and we will touch up the salt later on once we've got everything in there. Yeah. I love this. Now, a little bit of cultural information, which I love. Mm-hmm. In Indonesia, or in my family, any of my mum's family, you know, Norman, you may recognize this, but if I go to my mum's house and she's having friends over, we were the only only ones in my family in Australia. So all my aunties and uncles were in Holland. But when there was a gathering, I had a room full of aunties and uncles, because that's what we do. You know, they're all family. They're all what we call own, you know. So anyway, the funny thing is, and I love this about the Indonesian culture, or the Indo culture, is this machine makes a sound, and that sound is what they call this machine. So when you hear it and it's grinding, my mother will call this, "Get me the srut srut," because the srut srut is what the sound that it makes. You see?
How we did that?
Srut srut. Yeah.
Instead of calling it like a blitzer or fruit processor and all that, she called it like srut srut.
Yeah, because that's the sound it makes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Right, so I've made my paste. I'm going to put just a little bit of sunflower oil in my wok, just a small layer, because I'm going to fry up my spice paste. So it goes in. Pop it in there, and we're going to put it on full boil and just fry it up.
Just reading some comments here. It's like lots of people wishing us Selamat Hari Raya also, which is the Eid Mubarak. So because today is a celebration, so end of Ramadan. So and then it happens to be today is a public holiday in the Netherlands as well. So
yes, it is. Today is what we in English call Ascension Day. Mm-hmm. It's a Christian holiday. In Dutch, it's called Hemelvaart. Mm-hmm. And I could go into the traditional and the Christian theme of it, but it is a public holiday today.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people in Holland have taken a long weekend, have taken tomorrow off as well.
Yeah. Well, I know the fact that this Saturday, Melissa is cooking to celebrate because she's working today. Because Melissa, who cooked with me, in case anyone's wondering, Melissa cooked with me last week. So we're going to be cooking lots of rendang this Saturday because it's going to be like a celebration for us.
Nice.
So I was joking with her just now. Like I said, she kept asking me, "Do you think we get enough meat? Because 3 kilos of beef rendang and then chicken." And then she wanted to say put lamb. I said, Melissa, if you go to the like a farm or something, if I scream Melissa, all the cows gonna run away because you love to eat meat, don't you? She wasn't pleased with that. She was laughing about it. I said, she loves eating meat. I said, eat some vegetables as well. So we're gonna have lots of vegetables as well to balance it out. Anyway, so I thought it's a nice story. Yeah.
I suspect Melissa is somebody that cooks for an army as well.
Oh yes, she loves to give away the food. Well, so if you coming over to dinner, so she'll make sure that you have something to tap out to take home as well. Yeah. So she's very generous. I like her because she's very generous. She's not very calculative about giving food away to make sure that the guests like enjoying it. Yeah.
Nice. You know, in the Indo culture, we have a. Oh, this is stirring up really nicely. We have
I can smell.
It's in my throat. I'm just turning it down a bit.
Yeah.
In the Indo culture, we have something called a rantang. And a rantang is actually a series of saucepans that fit on top of each other, and then it has a handle that binds them all together. And the idea behind it is that usually, traditionally, they would take it to the shop, and in the shop they would have them filled. I could take away, and they could bring the food home. But at my mother's house, her friends would come with arantang, and my brothers would come with arantang. So it's all about the sharing.
It's like a tiffin, isn't it? Like the one with the.
Yes, it's like a tiffin box. Yeah.
I'll probably bring
four. So, my my spice paste, my bumbu, is really come up nicely. It's you can't see it. I'm sorry. Maybe you can't see it, but
maybe you can just tip it. That's it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
it's beautiful. It's lovely and brown.
Yeah,
it just smells amazing. Right, now to this I'm adding 3 Indonesian bay leaves. Now, you cannot substitute the European bay leaf for the Indonesian one. It's called salam. It does actually have a different flavor. Now, normally I would add already in my mixture, in my bumbu, I will have added some kuntur powder. Now, kuntur is what in English is usually called, I have written it down, Kaffir galanga, or sometimes it's called lesser galangal. But it's a root. Yeah, it's a root. Like it looks very similar. It's a cross between a turmeric and a Laos. No, turmeric and a ginger. It's a little bit dark brown in shell, and it's a little bit plumper in its shape, and it has a very distinct flavor. Now I have some dried. So I'm just popping 3 pieces in there. So I'm just going to I can smell it already, actually. Can smell it already. Right, so I've got that stirring. I'm just letting it infuse, letting the flavors infuse. Right, now, it smells amazing. Now I have some santan. Now, santan is what we call it in Holland. It's actually compressed coconut cream. And just a little thing I can share with you about santan. A lot of Indonesian food has coconut milk in it. And I find that I often choose for santan in my recipes. You will see that I will choose for santan instead of coconut milk, because coconut milk also adds extra cream, and it adds extra white white liquid, and it sometimes makes my dishes a little bit bland. But I do want to have the coconut flavor, so then I use the compressed coconut cream, and it's fabulous. You just have to chop it up. It comes in boxes, can buy it in the supermarket or in the Asian grocers, and I chop it up into little pieces so that it dissolves quite quickly. And the only thing you need to think about is when you buy it at the shop, it has 1 portion of it will be the white compressed coconut. I can show you because I've still got the box here. And another portion of it will be a very transparent, you might not be able to see, hang on, I will show you. Some of it, the top part of it, you might not be able to see it, is a bit lighter in colour. And that's
you can see the layer there. It's a separate layer there.
Yeah, so the fat just goes to the top of the packaging. So what I do is I make sure I take some of that fat with me. So I always cut it, in ratio so that I can have both. Right, now I'm putting the compressed coconut in as well. And I'm adding some gula jawa. That is actually the sugar syrup. I think it's called Malacca in Malaysia.
Yeah, gula Malacca, we call it,
Right, and then I'm adding 150 ml water. And I'm just going to allow this to cook a bit. Bring it to the boil, and I want my compressed coconut to melt because it's still solid and I want it to melt.
Just to let you know that Hani van der Voet Rikumahu said hello to you. Bianca Nunding Bestig. I'm still getting my pronunciation
right. She's actually looking from Australia.
Okay. Hello, Bianca.
Yes.
Which part of Australia then?
Brisbane.
Oh, Brisbane. It's very tropical.
Yes. Hi, Bianca. Hi,
What time?
Henny.
So it must be so 3, 6, so 9. Must be 11 o'clock over there. So it's a bit late. Right? Yeah.
I'm thinking she's probably looking at her phone while she's in bed.
Okay. Is that true, Bianca? Yeah.
Right, now I didn't weigh this off, but I'm going to add let me see, I'm going to add about 100 grams of coconut. I forgot to put it in a jar.
Yeah, Bianca just said she said she's watching it from
Right,
oh, so she's not in bed. She's not in bed yet. So
there you go.
But she is watching from Brisbane. Oh, thank you. So we have someone watching from Australia. That's great.
Right, now I have my mixture. So I've got my bumbu. I've got, you can see it, I think just here. It's light browned from the sugar also. And I've added my coconut and I'm just going to stir fry it a little bit. And now I'm going to add the string beans because they need a little bit longer to fry, to cook. So what we're doing really now is we're going to be adding vegetables in the order of the length of time they need to cook.
We have some Yenny watching from Istanbul as well today.
Oh, nice.
So Yenny Dogan, So it's nice to know like where people are watching from, right?
Where they're watching from,
Yeah, this is great.
Now I'm just topping up with a little bit of water. And I'm just going to allow this to cook until the beans, the string beans, are just a little bit, just to the, still firm to the bite. Right, now in the meantime, I'm going to prepare some of the things that I'm going to be serving with. Now, keeping it really simple, because I find that the coconut is quite a strong, a very rich flavour. So what I want to serve it with is just some fresh cucumber. Just to give it a little bit of balance. So I'm going to add just a little bit more water so that my beans will cook. Looks really good. Okay, so my cucumber, going to show you another Indo thing. So first of all, just peel them. And you can, I'm taking all the skin off, but you can leave some of the skin on. And then we run our fork along the length of the cucumber, just to give it some ridges. Now, I'm just going to stir my stir fry, make sure that my beans are cooking. Give it some ridges just for the decoration. And you will, while you're doing this, you'll find you'll have a cucumber bath, a cucumber shower, because it spatters up everywhere. All right, so I'm just going to check my beans. It needs a little bit more. My beans are just still a little bit too firm. So I'm going to add a little bit more water. And you'll find that the water, when you're adding it, you've only got enough in there to cook your vegetables, but it will it will evaporate quite quickly.
So what kind of a consistency of the bumbu? You want it quite wet or a bit dry?
No, the bumbu is actually, at the moment, it's quite dry because all of the water I put into the wok is actually evaporating quite quickly. But you don't want to turn your wok down too much because it is a stir fry.
Yeah.
So, and this is actually a dry dish. There is no sauce.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's almost there. Right, so my cucumber, I'm just going to be slicing it. And I will walk to see if I can walk to the camera on the laptop and see if you can see. See, there are little ridges. And of course, your little ridges, when you slice your cucumber, you will see the ridges as well. So just slicing that. Okay, right, so now my beans are pretty much there. Now I'm going to add my cabbage. It's shredded finely. Doesn't need very long because I want all my vegetables to stay crunchy.
Yeah.
And I'm also adding my grated carrots. I did actually thinking about making a half dish because, of course, I have a household of 2. But I think I'm going to be eating this for 2 days.
It's healthy, though.
It is really, really good.
Bianca said Francis' mom always did that with cucumber. So that's
yes.
She remembers well.
Yeah.
Well, I think watching Francis cooking at this time, I think, Bianca, you're going to be hungry, like before you go to bed.
Oh.
So what would you serve this dish with? Or you have it just as it is? Or...
No, I'm going to be serving it with rice.
Yeah.
And I will serve it with a cucumber. And I will add some kupuk, just because I love kupuk.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got this done. I'm going to taste it because now you really need to adjust your salt a little bit. I generally don't say how much salt you add at this point because I find that people just, all have different preferences. I tend to cook. I tend to cook with not a lot of salt. I probably cook with more sugar. I don't know about you, Norman. Are you very salt?
I'm very conscious about my sugar taking. So, but today's dish I'm going to be cooking, I'm going to put quite a lot of a bit of sugar. When I say a bit, so maybe about like 2 tablespoons of sugar. For me, that's quite a lot. Because when I drink my tea with milk, not something that Dutch will drink the tea with. It's like if I go to the cafe and ask tea with milk, they'll be looking at me. It's like, who drinks tea with milk here in the Netherlands? No one does. British, yes, they do that. So again, talking about my tea, I don't take sugar in my tea, so I'm a bit conscious about taking sugar too much.
This tastes really good.
Oh, okay, does it taste like? Yeah, good.
It tastes really good, and my vegetables are really nice and crunchy.
Yeah.
So I have turned off my stove.
Yeah.
I'm just going to mix this through, and then we're going to put the last ingredient in there.
So Suzanne Noya said lekker kroppel. So that means delicious kroppel. Lekker. I don't lekker.
Lekker. You learned that one.
Yes.
Right. I'm just going to finish my. Just want to take this off the stove, but I just want to finish my cucumbers, and then I will tidy up, and then I will probably serve a dish. So cucumbers are done, and I actually, in my cooking, with my dinners, I serve cucumber a lot, just as it is, not pickled or anything, because I find a lot of Indonesian food is quite rich. And the neutral flavour of the cucumber brings so much freshness to the plate. So I often will have cucumber just as a side always, pretty much.
Suzanne saying that her dad is from Bandung, Indonesia. Nice.
Who was saying that?
Suzanne Noya.
Oh yeah.
So
sometimes I duck under the table here because I've got my dishcloth down here.
what's you have you hiding underneath? It's your sink.
Hiding. I'm just getting my cleaning organized.
You have like someone doing washing up down there or something. It.
I wish. Have one of those in the cupboard. I pull it out every now and then.
Today we're having a Mr. X doing the washing up. Okay, so anyway,
so the last thing, this is what it looks like now. I'm going to bring it. Nice. No, I'll bring it up a bit closer in a minute.
Yeah.
The last thing I'm putting in here is the bean sprouts. Now, I'm going to say this just in case there are people here that don't wash their bean sprouts, that they need to be washed. When we buy them in the supermarket, there is often a little hair on the end of it. You take it off. And if you do that, you can actually keep your bean sprouts for 1 or 2 days in the fridge. If you put fresh water in every day, they will keep really well. So this goes in. This goes in to the pan off the stove, because I want to keep my bean sprouts crispy, and you will find that they will continue to cook in the residual heat, and that is all you need to make this stir fry complete. And it is really crunchy. I'm going to see if you can, I'm going to bring it to the camera, just the pan, and I'll see if you can actually
looks good already from that. Wow.
Yeah, look at that. It's amazing.
Nice.
It smells really good. And I'll tell you something else. That trussie, you don't actually miss that it's not a shrimp paste. In this dish, it just works really, really well. You don't miss the shrimp.
Yeah.
And of course, you cook with it. You cook with it too, and you know that it's really just the umami flavor that it brings out.
Just to enhance the flavor, that kind of thing, isn't it? Because yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna make the dish. Now I have my rice cooking because I have a rice cooker. Do you use a rice cooker,
That's
Norman?
very cute. That's very cute. Rice. Yes. How many people is that for? Then can you cook? That's very cute.
It is cute. You could probably feed 4. Yeah. Still, because it's only a little one.
I can imagine. Yeah, I know the fact that fellow Malaysians, they always travel with rice cooker, and I'm sure that can fit in the luggage very well.
It does. And I actually even have a smaller one, but this is the best one. I use this one, and I probably put 1.5 cups of rice in, and it's plenty.
I remember we went to Brazil for conference, and then this fellow Malaysian brought rice cooker from Kuala Lumpur in his luggage. I was laughing my head off.
Do you use rice cookers?
Rice cooker.
Do you use one?
Yeah. I don't have in my kitchen because I hardly eat rice, to be honest. I don't.
You don't eat it very much, yeah.
I eat most rice I eat at Melissa's. She loves cooking rice, so every time I feel like eating rice, I just ask her, "Can I go for lunch?" So I'm gonna do the same to you then after this, okay? Just to go over to your place to eat rice.
I've got my rice.
Wow.
Now, normally, I would put my vegetables on the side. And I don't very rarely put my vegetables on top. I always leave my rice separate because I find that if you have more little dishes, the rice is the neutralizer. So if you put everything on top of your rice taste is not neutral anymore.
True. Yeah, I agree with you. I always put on the side.
Yeah.
Like that,
so, then I have my vegetables, lots of vegetables. Then I have some cucumbers. And some krupuk. Got to have krupuk.
Oh,
these are Malaysia beans. This is emping. Yes, it is. Yeah, this is emping. Made from belinja beans. And I'm going to just bring the dish up right to the camera.
Wow.
There we go. There it is.
A dish. I thought it was just just urap urap. So do you call it urap urap as that vegetable dish or the whole plate as a urap urap?
Just the vegetables.
Okay, just the vegetables. Okay.
Yeah. Just the vegetables. This is how I would serve it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm being a bit naive about this because, again, like words like this always have their definition. Like for us, nasi lemak, for example, is like one complete dish. So
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Lemak is all the dishes together. Yeah. No, this is just the vegetable stir fry. You've seen how easy it is to make. And another thing is, I use whatever vegetables are in season. I will always use some basic vegetables that belong in the dish. I will always have cabbage. I will always have carrots, and I will always have bean sprouts. But sometimes I will put asparagus in when it's asparagus season. So
nice.
I just use whatever I've got. The only thing I wouldn't use are vegetables that contain a lot of liquid, like capsicum or red bell peppers. I wouldn't use those so much because they get too soggy. I would just stick to vegetables that can stay crispy. So
that's good tip. Yeah.
This is my dish, Norman.
Thank you so much. That looks so good. Right. So we're gonna give lots of love and thumbs like for Francis. So now is the time for you to do that. Okay. So let's do that. So I'm sure it's gonna see. You can read some more comments after this. Well, after we finish cooking later. But it's gonna be my turn now to cook. I'm gonna show you how to make this squid salad. Okay. So yesterday I went shopping. I was looking for green mango. So but they don't have like mostly they're quite ripe. So I found this green papaya. So which
nice.
it's quite cheap actually from this Chinese supermarket, and just a small about half a kilo. It's only about €2.68. So that's why I thought
nice.
it would be nice to use that.
Yeah.
But again, I'm using just half of it. So I'm gonna let's stop the camera now, Sandy. If you can do us a favor. So Sandy's behind backstage handling all the technical bit. Okay. Right. So this is my. Can we see my close up as well, Sandy? Let's have a close up. Okay, right. I'm going to transfer the camera so you can see all these ingredients, my chopping board. Just,
so I
want to start cooking and I can see my pan because what I'm going to do now is prepare ingredients. See it better? Yeah. You can see the mess behind that because I'm busy packing at the moment. So you see lots of blue bags and everything. Okay, so I have here, so this is ginger, so for the finely chopped down. Well, unfortunately, I don't have a pestle and mortar here, otherwise I would have just pound all the ingredients together. But this, you can finely chop down. So this is a ginger, which I'm going to cook with squid. So this is a baby squid, right? So
oh, wow.
So back with a kitchen towel just to get rid of all the moisture, the water. I want it nice and dry because again, when you start cooking, you can see the juice coming out from all this baby squid. Yeah. So
you use baby squid here.
Yeah, it's the tentacles mainly. So what I've done, I cut them in half, slice them in half because they're quite like a chunky. So cut them in half because it's gonna take only about a minute to cook this. Yeah. So this is what I have. So this is about 300 grams, and then here I have. Well, this is half of the papaya that I use actually. So it's a cute size, right? So this is only like €2.68. So what I've done, I've used my julienne peeler because this you have to prepare in advance. So you have to julienne them and then soak in the cold water for at least about half an hour to remove that. It's like a gum, like you call it starch, like a gum. Yeah. Sorry, what do you call that?
Sap.
Sap, yeah. So so soak in a cold water, it'll be nice and crunchy. Okay. So this is ready. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna slice chili. I'm not gonna like to make it too spicy. So
do you remove do you remove them to take out the heat?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm ashamed to admit I'm Malaysian, but because I don't like it too spicy. So what I'm gonna do is finely chop chilies. I think I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna put the whole chili in, okay? Because again, if you want to make it really spicy, you can use bird's eye chili, okay, the small one. that. Another one.
Would you make this dish with octopus as well?
Yeah, you can do that with octopus, and then you can.
Because then you'll just have the rings, right?
Yeah. Well, normally with that, I would just like score it. It's like you know the bottom bit. So
Yeah.
So clean it and then store nicely to create that kind of beautiful pattern. So I don't know whether our viewers have seen the poster with all the friends I'm cooking this month. This is what I call the glam squad. All the ladies, like, and it's so glamorous. So we have Melissa last week. This week I have you. Next week we have Sissy. Sissy's in Rome, Italy. And then the final week with Nora, our friend from Hungary. So, and then next month I already have my gentleman glam squad. So, yeah, but they've all agreed anyway to keep along with me. So very lucky actually on it. So people like you especially. Right, so have the chilies here. Let me just put this on there. Because preparing this is not going to take long anyway. So I just love to show a bit of prep with it done. So now I'm just going to take this garlic. So we have 3 cloves of garlic. All this garlic I'm going to use as the seasoning, okay, or the dressing. So together the same with the chili.
All right, so you're actually making the dressing now.
Yeah, I'm making the dressing.
Oh, nice.
Because for the dressing, I'm going to use sugar. Again, like you can use palm sugar, but I have just white sugar because I'm trying to clear everything in my kitchen now. So I don't want to keep buying all the ingredients. So just basically use whatever I have.
Look at that. That garlic is looking fabulous. Nice and fine.
I think it'll be nicer. It's nicer if you have pestle and mortar to pound all those ingredients. Actually. Or you can use it chobek. Use chobek, isn't it?
Yeah.
I always find that chobek is like it's actually quite a hard work because you use lots of like muscle, isn't it? Like to squeeze.
Yes. It is. It is a bit of hard work, but it's part of the authentic experience.
It is, yeah. Okay, so now this garlic, I'm just going to put aside this chili because we can mix it all together afterwards. So I'm going to be quite busy once I return to London actually because I have cookery classes in June. Zoe fully booked. I've been told today. So it's like a back-to-back Saturday and Sunday. I'm glad that everything's going back, well, almost going back to normal again in the UK especially.
That's good news.
Yeah. Because you're running your workshop from online at the moment, right? Because,
yes, I do. Yep, mine are online, and my next boot camp is coming up. I just had a workshop, I think it was 2 days ago. And, of course, I'm starting my renovations in my studio.
So I say, it's not that you have 2 jobs, you have 5,000 jobs, actually. So separated. But, again, you get all the satisfaction from getting busy like that, right? Right, I have here the lemongrass, just a stalk. I'm just going to thinly slice it. So my knife is not very sharp. Just thinly slice it to rings. Again, I'm going to put aside this chili and also garlic because again, we're going to mix that together with the dressing.
That's interesting to have lemongrass in a dressing like that.
I love to kind of bite the lemongrass for the texture. So it's kind of nice, yeah. Because sometimes when you blend like a lemongrass like this into paste, right? So you're not going to bite. It's the same like a Kaffir lime leaf. Like so, you like if you slice it with a bite, you can taste the kaffir lime leaf. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
okay, for the dressing, I'm gonna put this lime, which is just gonna juice. Just gonna squeeze that, and I have here the cherry tomatoes, which I'm gonna cut into half. So it's 10 cherry tomatoes. Preparing all the ingredients, and then when we mix all together, it's gonna be really quick. So, back on the plate. And then here I have the onion. I'm just going to take this slice.
Effendi Abdi Malek is looking for or watching from the Maldives, chef.
Oh yeah, so here's the one from Maldives. Always never miss the show, just like Elaine actually. So thank you so much for watching.
Do you find that you use red onions for salads more so than white?
More, yeah. Well, for me, it's like it has kind of a more kind of a flavor compared to the white onion. So again, I mean, if you have shallots, and then you can use shallots. But for me, it's like I want to create a bit of color as well to this salad, make it nice and colorful. So that's why I put this red onion. But if you don't have red onion, you can always just put white onion, because it's just it's gonna look the same as this papaya.
Yeah.
You don't want that. Yeah. So last one I have here is carrot. So this one I'm gonna show you this. It's very handy. I really love this. So what we're going to do is just put half of the carrot, which is about 100 grams. So we're going to measure this. This is about 200 grams.
That's a handy little grater you've got there.
Yeah. So what is from Dog Cookware. So I'll collaborate with them actually to have them like loan me all the plates, the bowls, to put my dishes, take photos.
Yeah, your photos always look fabulous online.
I always like to tease my followers, like get them hungry. So again, I've just soaked it in water together with this papaya. Okay, right. So now we're gonna start cooking the squid. Let me just transfer the camera back.
What about the flavor difference between the young papaya and the young mango?
Of course, the mango has got this sourness. Acidic. So, and then papaya is quite plain actually. So that's why for your dressing, it's very important to get like a nice, strong dressing.
Yep.
Yeah. But I love mango salad. That's something that I always teach for my workshop. Okay, right. So we have a pan ready. I'm just gonna cook this. So it's just gonna take about a minute to cook this. I'm just gonna use a bit of olive oil. Okay, so you can use the sunflower oil as well. Again, like I told you, I'm a bit conscious about my, the healthy and all that. Coconut oil is even better. Okay, so just a tablespoon is enough.
Now you're about to do the squid, the squid, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us, because this cooking squid is quite tricky, because if you don't do it properly, it will become tough. So can you tell us what the tips and tricks are about cooking with squid?
On a high heat, okay?
Yep.
And then go in, go out very quickly. That's what you want to do. Yeah. So never kind of put on the low heat or medium heat, because it's really going to make it rubbery. So that's what you want to do.
Stew. Yeah. And what about overcrowding the pan? Will all of that go in one go?
It's actually just one layer. Like that's
why
I'm going to spread it out. Yeah. It looks like a lot, isn't it? It's only 300 grams.
So that was 300 grams, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's only 300 grams. Because again, what you're going to notice is once you put on the high heat, it's going to start shrinking. So it's going to shrink. Yeah. So. So I'm gonna add the ginger in.
Nice.
So we'll start seasoning. Good. So the squid is gonna have the ginger flavor. Yeah. So just fry for about like 10 seconds until nice and fragrant. And then you're gonna put in the squid. So that's why it's important to get it nice and dry, because you don't want too much water. Have you tried soft shell crab before?
Sorry?
Soft shell crab. Soft shell crab is one that you can eat the whole thing.
Yeah. That is
Have you
like
tried it before?
no. But I have
nice.
We have sometime in the future we're going to do that trip together to Malaysia, right?
Yes, we are. We're telling us about, right? It's still
Yeah.
the plan. You can be traveling with me everywhere. So this so this is just seasoning it with salt and pepper. Okay. You can see it start filling up now. Okay, we just want to cook for 1 minute only.
Oh wow, they look cute.
So make sure you spread all the ginger paste once you put the squid. Okay, there you go. So I'm going to turn off the heat, so let it kind of cool down a bit. All this sugar heat, and then keep cooking the squid. Yeah. So this is not going to be too lovely. It's nice now. I love it. Like it's all emotion. Right. So now I'm going to prepare the dressing. Prepare the dressing. Right. So you can see it all. Just going to put water. So it's about 100 ml of water. So take sugar. Well, it's supposed to have like a warm water. So just 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then we have rice vinegar. So the portion when you cook like a rice vinegar and also sugar, right? 1 tablespoon of sugar is always double of rice vinegar. Okay, so if you're gonna
that's a good tip. Yeah.
Because I always work like a 1, 2, 4, 8 like that. How many spoons did I put? 4, wasn't it? So,
I think you did 3.
3. Okay. Too busy talking and I right. Just taste this. And also have here the fish sauce. Just taste this bit. Right, nice and tangy. The fish sauce to give a saltiness to it. Right, because it's safe. Should be 2 tablespoons. Yeah, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. And now all this like 3 ingredients can go in.
Oh yeah. Wow. I love that dressing. Looks really nice.
This is actually almost similar dressing for, do you know that the Vietnamese rice roll?
Yeah. I think it's called yes, I make a similar dressing. I would use these ingredients and then I would add mint leaf and coriander.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I have a coriander here, which I'm going to dress after this. So let's serve this. Where's my... It's missing. So I'm going to drain the water that we soak. Yeah, so all this goes. So this is going to make like a carrot. Nice and crunchy. So we want to get it nice and dry. So I have here the onion. I'm going to put in. See it better. And the tomato, just mix it. See how nice and colorful that is?
Yeah, it's beautiful, very fresh.
Very fresh as well. So then all the dressing can go in. So it's not dressing, lots of juice anyway to go in.
Oh,
and
nice.
I'm just going to toast this.
And these are not the types of vegetables that will go soggy from dressing either. They will stay crunchy and fresh.
Well, this is like the best thing to do is like after you mix it, toast it together, and then leave it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then serve it straight away, because if you if you serve it like an hour later, what you notice like the papaya and also carrots can go a bit soggy. So it's nice to have it like after 5-10 minutes, and then you just serve it. Yeah? So give enough time for papaya and also carrot to absorb.
So how many people will this serve?
Just for myself.
Haha. Nice.
I'm not sharing. So, well, I'm sharing with you, no problem. But no, actually, it's not for 2 people, because that's why I use half a papaya only.
Yeah.
So, and then I have here coriander, which I'm just gonna. So another thing, I'm not so sure whether it's gonna good with normally with if it's like a young mango, I always put like a crushed peanuts on top.
Oh,
but
yes.
but with papaya, I think it's you can do with crushed peanuts anyway. Yeah. Now, because I don't want to hide all this like maybe squid, so I'm just gonna put. And you see like there's some juice. Don't waste that.
Yeah.
Just pour it, because you get all the flavor.
So do you always just add the squid just before you're going to serve it?
Yeah, because normally, like for presentation, I like to show squid on top, because otherwise they're all going to be hidden. So now all the gingers. I'm going to try to bring up a bit of a color to it, so you can see. Right. See, if someone paid like 20 euros for a bowl of this squid salad, so they can see lots of squid going in. If it's hidden, right? So you probably think that they're paying just for vegetables. That's like a restaurant tactic anyway. Just show the protein a bit like top. Okay. So now I'm going to put a bit more coriander.
So if you add your squid and you leave the salad for half an hour, is the squid going to get tough, or will it stay nice and soft?
This one's still going to be nice and soft, because it actually came a couple of this portion squid, so I tested a bit squid earlier, and then just to test like how long I need to cook it. So minute is just a maximum of how long you can cook it actually. So I'm gonna put a line to the writers. Here, let's have a bit of a chili, more chili. So when you're ready to serve, and you can squeeze the lime. So there you go. So this is my salad. Okay.
That looks gorgeous.
There you go.
That looks beautiful.
So, it's enough for 2 or 3 people actually. Okay.
Really delicious.
Probably better lighting like that.
Yeah, it looks great. Okay. Looks really delicious.
Good. Right. So we forgot to tell the viewers where we're gonna upload this recipe actually.
Well, my recipe is already on Food for Indonesia. It's already there in English, and I will add it to my Dutch website tonight.
Okay, so with mine, it's going to be out in my newsletter. I still owe my followers the previous recipes, so expect to have like 2 newsletters from me, or maybe 1 newsletter with both recipes actually. So if you want to join, get my newsletter, go to my website, www.normanmusa.com. You'll see join mailing list to my newsletter. Click that button, just put your email address, simple as that. Okay, so there you go. So Sandy just upload my website there, and there you go. So we just go over with like a couple of minutes. It's fine. I think you can see lots of it's lots of oh yeah, my childhood. So I grew up this kakak Anida Buraman. So she just wished me Selamat Hari Raya. So thank you so much, Selamat Hari Raya, Kak Anida. So that was from Malaysia. So yeah, okay. So hopefully you enjoyed with a couple of dishes that we introduced for this week's Norman and Friends. So Francis, so remember, just get some rest. Okay, I know you're a busy lady.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. I will. Tonight I'm not doing anything.
Okay, good. Put your legs up and then relax, enjoy, watch Netflix or something to switch off like I always do. Okay, and hopefully we're gonna bring you back in July. Yeah. So
sounds good.
Yeah. So I'll be live from London. Okay, so you can see that there's a website for Francis there. You can visit Francis, and don't forget to follow us on the social media. And if you're watching from YouTube, click that subscribe button because you get notifications for my future cooking videos. Okay, so we're gonna say goodbye now. Francis, is there anything else you want to say to the viewers?
No, it was lovely to have you here. Stay in touch. Find me on my website. You see it there, and watch our social media.
Yeah, join your boot camp as well. Yeah, so
join my boot camp.
It's always get sold out. So yeah, you have to be quick. Right. So thank you very much, Francis.